Mikey, Buddha, and William Waffles.
I don't drink soda.
Are we going to start with the
Are we
theme?
going with the thing?
With
Are we
the
just
theme?
straight off the top?
Yeah, let's do it. You ready?
Yep.
Pendo killed the beat.
This fucking guy here, you gotta be kidding me. This fucking guy here, Vern Troyer, was mini me. This fucking guy here, he probably loves kidney beans. This fucking guy here, shoot him, but only with silly string. Wink, wink, nah, use a real gun. Gun fun, dumb diddy dumb, with the shotgun pump, buck. I'm just kidding. This fucking guy here, you gotta be kidding me. Yeah, that was spot on.
good. That was perfect.
That was sick, huh?
Yeah, we could keep that. That'll be clean. We could just play it over and over again every time that we start
It's perfect.
this new show. This fucking guy. Wait, is it a show or a segment? Is the show change?
It's a I mean,
the show's still the natural
it's
habitat.
pretty much
podcast.
going to be. It would be the same structure because we're pretty much, like we're not doing anything new here. We're just kind of designating it as a particular segment.
Yeah, this fucking
Guy here. So every week, it seems like there's somebody that's just like out of line, or it crosses us wrong.
Yeah,
and we're gonna like make a spectacle of it.
And before we do that, two people that are in line and where they are supposed to be, and that is myself, Mikey Booyah, and my friend Awesome Ty.
I'm flying straight and narrow.
Straight
and narrow. That doesn't really make sense. It does it. Straight and narrow.
Yeah, we're here and we're supposed to be.
Oh, I'm straight, but I'm not narrow-minded. So that means, you know what? I accept. If you're not straight, I accept you. If you're a LB, GTQ,
plus,
I accept you. Like I accept all the genders.
What about plus?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
I got no problem with whatever anybody wants to do in their bedroom. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's cool with me.
So we are on the straight and narrow, and we are here another week for this fucking guy here. And what guy are we talking about today, Ty?
Well, I mean, probably we got a few, but I was thinking Steven Seagal. And I don't even, it completely escapes me now why I was thinking Steven Seagal.
It was actually, there was like a meme video that you saw from Vic Berger.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
On Instagram.
And it reminded me like how wild Steven Seagal, wild in a sense, but also very on brand for what you would think Steven Seagal's Instagram looks like.
Yeah. Wild, but predictable.
Yeah. Just ironically funny, but also not ironically, but still funny. You know what I mean?
And we have exactly that. We have Steven Seagal's Instagram here.
Yeah. So just take a gander at it. I mean, in pretty much every photo, he's dressed in some sort of what is it, like a kimono or some sort of martial arts.
Yeah, it's some sort of traditional,
like a garb, some sort of garb,
traditional martial art.
Yeah, definitely
like Jet Li. I want to say.
I would say of Asian, it's
of Asian descent.
Yeah,
Asian garb.
Yeah, some sort of and I mean. It's well established that Steven Seagal. Steven Seagal is a black belt in all the martial arts. I mean, that's pretty much undisputed, although also unproven. I think nobody just questions it because he's Steven Seagal, but also I don't know that he's a black belt in anything.
Well, I mean, you've seen him bend an arm.
Well, I mean,
we've all seen that.
What martial arts move is that? Where you just break somebody's arm? If that's a martial art, then absolutely, he's a proven master of it.
He's a
But anyways, yeah, he's just a weirdo, more or less. I mean, he just looks like your goofy uncle, but then you see him and he's
wasn't he a cop at one point?
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, absolutely.
In real life?
He was. Yeah, he did become a cop at some point. I remember that. And then also he moved to Russia recently, and he's not some people that might be escaping to Russia. He wanted to move to Russia and become a part of the Russian government, directly under Putin. He's some sort of ambassador or something.
Some sort of security officer.
That's just an incredibly offbeat thing to do. I mean, there's there's no world, there's no like in all the multiverse where Steven Seagal is like a normal dude.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or if there is, there's just the one.
There was a video.
This one. Oh wait, no.
Oh man, we lost the video already.
We lost the video. I'm thinking we insert like some B-roll of Steven Seagal breaking arms. Like maybe there's got to be a YouTube montage of Steven Seagal arm breaks. That would be a perfect spot right there. He's still making like, I would say, probably like B to C tier direct to DVD or digital movies like this. We see one right there, General Commander. Like that looks to be fairly recent.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with his hair, but like if you see, he's clearly either had some sort of photoshopping done to hide the fact that he's bald, or the pattern of his hair growth has it's become far more pointed, and I don't think that's a thing. So you got to
well, he does resemble what we were talking about before we started, Eddie Munster. He has like an Eddie Munster
progressively
widow's
more.
Peak. Is that what it's called?
If you look at him, you've got Steven Seagal with a photo from, I'm pretty sure that's like A Time to Kill, or one of his like that's peak Seagal right there. Like he's looking like a badass. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? The leather jacket, the gun. Now you look over here, and it's almost like a Tim and Eric like parody of what Steven Seagal should look like in this straight to digital General Commander movie.
Yeah. And I mean, he was made famous by the film Above the Law.
Above the Law, yeah.
And now
was he also in A Time to Kill? Is that my memory?
Yeah, no, he was.
Okay. And Beyond the Law also.
Beyond the Law
with
looks
DMX, R.I.P. DMX.
From the hair, it seems like this is going to be also a recent thing. Did DMX die?
Yeah,
really?
Very recently.
Really?
It was like a big thing.
Oh, okay, yeah, and he kind of like wasn't doing that good, right? Or something?
He died of like a drug overdose or something.
Oh, okay, yeah, I remember that. What is happening here?
I still think there's probably more montage footage of Steven Seagal breaking arms. You can just insert right here. There's probably like a 2-minute reel.
Yeah, there actually is. I've seen it before.
Yeah.
There 100% is. Let me.
Anyways, yeah. He lives in Russia now, which is just weird. So I thought I'd bring it up.
Yeah, he lives in Russia, and he adopted a Russian accent, which is something that
his accent is kind of like
for doing.
Ever evolving. Like it almost like it depends on who he's talking to, and like he almost like like gives you the accent you want to hear. Mm. He's in your head pretty much from the time you meet him and start interacting. He's enchanting. He's an enchanter.
Yeah.
So he scopes you in within a couple of seconds. He's analyzed your personality and all your traits, and he finds the accent that's going to be most appealing to you, and he can't do them all well.
It's
you know
like,
what I mean?
It's like when an alien comes to Earth and they look like a human because they want something that's comfortable.
But they also don't. But they're doing their best
with.
to look like a human, and that's his thing. Is like sure, he can't speak with a good Russian accent or a good Chinese accent or a good American accent, probably at this point even.
See, the video that we had that was actually redacted at the very last minute was him being interviewed by a TV station in Mexico. What?
He has a book out called The Way of the Shadow Wolves, The Deep State and the Hijacking of America.
Is that real?
Which sounds delightful. Yes, it is. It's from Steven Seagal, official, verified.
Oh, whoa.
Can we get
official message?
Let's pop on Amazon and see if we can get the preview for that and read it.
The Way of the Shadow Wolves.
Oh man, that sounds just awful. Man, it would be an amazing movie though.
What's the subtitle again? The Deep State and the Hijacking of America. I didn't see it going this way.
I think that's why he moved to Russia, is because the Biden administration.
This is the story of an Arizona tribal police officer who stumbles upon one of the biggest cases in the history of the Southwest. He's a member of an elite group within the Native American communities known as the Shadow Wolves. What comes with his discovery is the uncovering of massive corruption in places where he once had placed his total trust. So it's him on the cover.
There should be like
So is he supposed to be this character?
Yeah, dude, you know this is gonna be a movie. There's no preview. Like,
when was this released?
Is there a fucking?
This was from 2017.
What is the audiobook?
Oh yeah, right.
What is that? It's like Amazon. Amazon audiobooks. Audible. Well,
Doesn't look like there's one.
God damn it. Audible. Or no, Shadow of Wolves by J.R. White. God damn it. Well, that's unfortunate. Can we at least get like a text preview?
Yeah, for sure. We're going to go back.
I wonder what accent it's to be like read in.
Here we go. I have a blurb from, is that it? No, a blurb is like somebody talking about it, right? I have an excerpt from the book. Yeah. The Arizona sky was full of color as the sun set and the spirit of the night began to stir. The clouds, a brilliant orange, were hanging on the horizon with sun rays lighting them from the bottom up as the daylight crept behind the mountains. Off in the distance, but not too far from where the man named John God was standing. His name's John God?
Yeah.
Like Jean-Claude? A dust devil was dancing across the place between him and setting the sun. This tall, lean man, who in the approaching darkness could have easily been confused with a saguaro cactus. All right.
See what I'm doing here? I'm doing the cactus.
Yeah, I like that. Was breathing in confused the beautiful scene before him. He was fully aware of a man standing behind him about 8 feet away in the desert foliage. At first, the man seemed to be taking photos of the evening desert that lay some 30 miles south of Phoenix and less than 10 seconds from Washington, D.C.
Wait, what?
10 seconds from Washington, D.C., but 30 miles south of Phoenix.
Oh, all right. Yeah, this is
like a different world.
He's setting a universe. Okay, I dig it.
The Native American John Nan Tan God had classic chiseled features and was born and raised on the reservation.
I'm not gonna meme that.
Leaving at the age 18 after graduating high school to join the United States Marines, it was clear even in boot camp that he had something unique going that had its genesis in the words of his grandfather, who had taught him the old ways, starting when he was 13 years old.
So, I'm intrigued, but that didn't really give us, like that was just it was like a teaser.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That
was a bad book, dude.
Yeah.
What's this about the writers?
Oh, so Tom Morrissey, the co-writer, who you have to imagine did like the majority of the work. Like,
yeah.
Seagal just popped in here and there with like, oh, you should. He probably suggested the names. Like the names sound like John Wonton God or whatever. Like that sounds like a Seagal name for sure. But Tom Morrissey,
that sounds like a Seagal.
He had the whole deep state thing. So yeah, you got like a Boomer and Seagal teaming up for a book.
So Tom Morrissey is a retired chief deputy U.S. Marshal, martial artist, veteran of the U.S. Army, musician, author, political leader, and activist.
Oh, okay. What elected office does he hold?
He left that out.
Yeah, I don't see any. Born in Brooklyn, blue collar family.
Whoa, look at that.
Louis McKinney. What's your middle name? Is it Lewis?
No, it's Mackenzie.
Oh,
Michael Mackenzie Booyah is my name.
Oh, Mackenzie's your middle name. Booyah is your last name.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So this book.
It's like a karate book for boomers.
When they put out an audio book, then I'll be into it.
It's like a long cue drop.
So this is kind of what we're all used to now. It's fat Steven Seagal.
Yeah, with weird sunglasses. He's super fat. He still wears it's like
the goatee.
and he didn't even wear those like martial arts things in his heyday. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's just like a comfort thing now. Like,
But he's always had the glasses. The glasses that give him a tactical advantage. It's like those glasses that like make everything brighter at night. You know what I mean?
Oh, wait, look at the caption on that. So he's definitely got a team, but I feel like he dictates these captions to his team and they write it in, you know, like the third person. But like, I feel like Steven is an accomplished guitar player and his style of classic and modern blues is personified in a way that only Steven Seagal can accomplish. I feel like that might be dictated verbatim by his assistant, who probably just has the worst job ever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, imagine his PA's life. Like, that's a wild life.
Fuck.
I mean, you're probably assaulted.
Yeah, and this last post about the book was written in first person. Our book is doing great. Thank you for helping us. This one is Steven is an accomplished guitar player.
And this predates it. So I'm thinking that the PA quit. They were like, this is insane. This is absolutely batshit.
So I have this video has kind of a compilation of some moments in Steven Seagal's career that we can go through.
A notable moment being when he hosted an episode of Saturday Night Live, where he apparently, amongst other things, refused to participate in one of the sketches because the title characters had stated that they could beat Seagal up.
All right.
I mean,
okay.
And we're also gonna, you know, like, have to analyze it, you know, from both sides. Like, was he wrong? I mean, could any of the Saturday Night Live cast members reasonably, in a sketch that supposedly you're supposed to
time
suspend your disbelief? Like, no, absolutely, you know. So it's almost like it's like a pointless fairy tale, fantasy sketch. And who wants to see that?
I don't know. Let's find out. He was on SNL on 4/20/1991. So we'll go SNL cast
4/20
1991.
So you got Dana Carvey. Absolutely not. That's Garth. That's fucking Garth. And I feel like Phil Hartman, straight off that list right there, you know, like, he pops out as the biggest threat to him. But still, like, Phil Hartman,
I mean,
Steven Seagal,
Mike Myers, Kevin Nealon's a pretty big guy.
Yeah,
and he's
young. Just a tall goof. I mean, you're talking Seagal here, who is this master martial artist, notorious for going beyond, you know, his training, and kind of taking things into his own hands and then breaking them, you know, like arms.
Okay, now we also have David Spade, Rob Schneider, and Adam Sandler, which work as a team.
Sandler might have been like, I mean, again, this is like, you know,
Sandler played hockey.
You're
and stuff.
debating like which one of these guys would get their ass kicked the least, because there's not a person on this cast who's even probably harming Seagal in his peak. You know what I mean? So I get it, but it's like, you know, I probably would have just gone along with it. You know, like Norris would have gone along with it. Chan would have gone along with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they'd all just destroy the cast members of SNL also. So
true.
He's kind of being a poor sport.
Yeah. What happened here?
He's stifled our audio again.
Yeah, why does he keep
I'm telling
doing
this is a hack. This is a hack. He's over in
Never
Russia.
Invited onto the show again, with a cast member dubbing Seagal the worst host during his time on the show. The following year, when Nicolas Cage was on the show,
okay, Nicolas Cage.
Seagal's bad attitude was also well known on film sets, with many former stuntmen who have worked with him criticizing the actor for intentionally hitting them during scenes.
Okay, so pause. Now, yeah, he may have smacked around a few stunt doubles. He may have broken a few arms in real life, but that's a small price to pay for the realism that comes from a Seagal fight scene. You know what I mean? Like, you're basically watching bare knuckle boxing. And it feels like it, and it's not intentional, but he's also not going to compromise the integrity of the finished product from such gems as First General or whatever he's in. You know what I mean? Like, these are direct to digital because they're elite, not because they are. So yeah, We got a 3-minute montage, 4-minute almost montage of him breaking arms. You mean to tell me with that many arms broken, like, yeah, he probably threw a couple in there that were legit.
Here, you want to watch it?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. All right. Let's see this montage.
Okay, how about this? I'll get down on my knees. Is this any better?
Okay, so here we got your average
you got
cast
a guy
member
with your
from
knife.
SNL.
You know he's supposed to be. Yeah, exactly. He looks about the physical average of an SNL cast member if you combine them
really
all.
does.
Yeah, right. He's got a knife, so I mean he's got some sort of advantage. Seagal's getting down on his knees. So he.
Wait, hold on. This is a leg he's breaking in the first one. So now it's asking us to guess how many.
So he's just gonna cripple this man. He's gonna break like several bones.
So how many bones do you
gonna-
think that he has broken throughout his whole career? This is
They're asking whole career. Oh gosh,
this is
in the
from his
hundreds.
first movie
3 figure, or like 3 digits for sure.
until 2011. Yeah, it's gotta be.
165.
So there are multiple bones. One break will count as one.
Okay, 165. Oh, it's gonna be less than 165. These are great. I want to watch this whole thing. Oh, being a sound effects editor on this movie, these movies are just so fun.
All right.
Let's go. Get to go out and break a bunch of branches.
Yeah, I've always been into like Foley art, and I remember I did a tour of Universal Studios when I was a kid, and went in the place where they like showed how they had to make all the sounds for everything, and how they had to do Foley for all the shit.
Yeah.
And they were like crunching walnuts and all that. Sometimes they're just crunching noises where it doesn't belong.
So I mean, it's mostly arms.
Yeah.
It is mostly. I mean, like that's a signature move for sure. You don't break that many arms by coincidence, and unless he's riding them, which he very well may be for the majority of these later ones at least. But like it's probably not written into the script, and he's just like he's completely ad-libbing that.
So for the 52 so far that he's broken, I'm gonna say at least 20 of those were he kind of bent it farther than he needed to. Because you know how it'll be their real arm, and then at the last minute they switch to a fake.
I have to. This is going to be over 100 probably.
Well, yeah.
And I'm thinking like
He broke at least 10 real arms.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Probably about 10 that we know of, because you got to think of all the takes that.
Yeah.
I mean,
These are just the
in
ones
his
that
life,
made it to film.
I think he's probably broke 24 arms in his real life. Maybe
Easy.
you got to think of like all the people that like spar with him and like are afraid to tell him that he's taking it too far.
Oh, look at that camel clutch. That's a classic.
Do you think he's broken a neck in real life? I think one neck,
At least one.
a back for sure. I mean,
I know that it has to not. It's not zero.
yeah.
Can't be zero necks.
I mean, you don't get that good at acting by like not having the experience that goes behind it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Steven
Like-
Seagal is method. That's why he does the voices and the accents and all that shit. He gets into his characters.
I think, if you really put aside all like the goofiness and the gimmicks and the Russia stuff, like, and just really look at his acting, he's up there with the greats. I'm talking your Hanks, I'm talking your Clooney, your Gosling,
Okay.
your DiCaprio. I mean, you got to think he hasn't had the opportunities that all these other actors have had. You know what I mean?
But
He's being given
skill-wise-
roles where he just, you know, like these roles just want to show off his ability to snap arms and shoot guns, and probably doesn't do too much kicking anymore. But we're at 87.
Look at all these people in the background of the scene that are like at this yard sale and just not phased by Steven
Yeah,
Seagal.
it probably
breaking
wasn't
arms.
a closed set with these later movies. You got to think the budget didn't really accommodate like a closed set, so they're just like they have a permit, but they also can't like prevent people from going about their business.
I told you. Don't like to kill children.
And then it showed one lady in the background in one take, and then like completely different people in the same background in the next shot.
Yeah.
So that was horrible. Oh, that's a good one. The stepping on it. I mean, does that? I guess it counts.
He stepped on it and it cracked.
Yeah.
So if it makes a noise, it breaks. We all know that. Jesus.
Well, I mean, that was.
So
that
what was the
what-
final number?
It was over 100. 3 digits.
Yeah.
100. And you got to think this is how many years
99,
old?
yeah.
So
He's done a lot of movies since then.
He's pumped them out, and you know he's still breaking arms in every single one of them. So I'm thinking that probably closer to 150 by now, maybe 200.
So let's see. What else we got on this guy?
These clashes came back to bite when, while filming one of his blockbusters, Seagal claimed that he could not be subdued by a chokehold due to his Aikido training. A stunt coordinator on set offered Seagal an opportunity to prove his claim, which ended with him not only definitely passing out, but also crapping his pants. Literally. Due to Seagal.
Is there video of that?
Of Steven Seagal getting choked out by a stunt guy and crapping his pants? Of course not.
Due to Seagal's constant claims of superior artistry, a stunt coordinator was offered a place with a group of martial art practitioners. They were willing to answer public challenges to fight the actor, but the stunt coordinator declined.
So they were going to do a whole fight against them and shit.
And they backed down because they're scared of Seagal.
The entire incident and called him a, quote, sick, pathological scumbag liar. He denied the entire... So opened the possibility of a professional
he
fight
may
against
be sick.
Seagal.
He may
Seagal
be a
heavily
scumbag.
denied
Maybe a pathological liar,
Seagal's
but he's
tendency
still
to use
like.
force during
The
fights
question is whether he
present
can kick
even
your ass or
before-
not. So like they're kind of running from the question. They're like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
For his
They're
action
dodging
hero
it.
days.
Yes.
So
A
I'm just trying
well-known
to play
incident
devil's
being
advocate
when he
over
broke
here.
Sean Connery's wrist while working as a fight coordinator on a James Bond film. Opening up about it years later, Connery recounted, "We were going
There's
to do a
one for
film
sure.
called Never Say Never Again,
Fucking
and there was a
broke Connery's
possibility I was
wrist.
going to do Aikido and what have you, and he broke my wrist."
And he broke my wrist.
Another actor who was an unsuspecting victim of Seagal's violent tempers
So now it's not even a question of how many wrists he's broken. Is like how many famous actors' wrists he's broken.
A lot. Poor John Leguizamo, I love him. And he got manhandled by Steven Seagal. The story's so sad.
stated that he was to be in charge of the set for a film they both were to star in.
Oh, that's-
the actor was treated
why
to
would
a
you
punch
think
in the
that?
chest from the Aikido master himself.
Like literally, why would
And
you
the
think
first
you're going to
day
be in
we
charge
get
of a
together for
set that
rehearsal with the
Seagal's
actors and the director, he comes in, I'm in command.
on? Yeah.
What I say is law.
Yeah.
You disagree? And I started cracking. I was like, I thought he was kidding. We were just
Huge
hanging
mistake.
out. And he Aikito'd me against the brick wall. Pow! Knocked all the air out of me. I was like, what? What?
Because
Allegations of mistreatment on set were not limited to male cast and crew.
Okay, so we all know where this is going.
all right, yeah, I might have to step away from devil's advocate over at this
Let's see.
point.
Let's
we'll
see
see
if you
what
can back
happens.
this up.
We'll see what happens.
3 female Warner Bros. Employees accused Seagal of sexual harassment while filming one of his box office hits.
Harassment, so not
The
assault.
women
Not
were paid
assault.
around $50,000 each in exchange for their
So you're trying to
silence.
The
retroactively
second
probably.
that he touched me, I did scream that this audition was
It
finished.
was acceptable in
and
the
I was
90s.
very surprised.
It was
He
acceptable.
repeated
in the
calmly,
90s.
"This audition is finished," and just sat there as if nothing had happened.
Many women have since
Times
gone
have
on to
changed, sure.
accuse him of sexual
Yeah,
harassment.
since. You didn't step up at the time, did you? No, at the time you're probably like, tee.
Whoa, hey, whoa.
And like, with the benefit of age and wisdom that you've gained over the years, you look back and maybe you're not fond of the memory, but at the same time, like at the time, you didn't step up and accuse him of anything. So I feel like those are discredited.
Yeah, there is a 5-second rule, right? Is that how long
I mean,
it
there's
is?
a statute of limitations, if nothing else. I mean, I don't think
including Portia de Rossi, who once
What about Portia de Rossi?
Well, let's hear what she has
tweeted,
to say.
"My final audition for a Steven Seagal movie took place in his office.
Normal in
He
Hollywood?
told me how important it was to have chemistry off screen as he sat me down and unzipped his leather pants. I ran out and called my agent. Unfazed, she replied, 'Well, I didn't know if he was your type.'"
I mean,
year later, when the
casting couch, right? Like that's like a big thing in Hollywood, And again, maybe times have changed.
So that sounds like she needs a new agent. to
Post
me.
Weinstein, I feel like things have changed, and that's no longer something you can do. But I'm sure that was back in like '95. Now, I mean,
You sound like Bill Cosby talking about zoomies or whatever he called them.
I'm not defending it.
But I think that's more on her agent. It sounds like her agent set her
the
up to
agent
get
is
molested.
the real scumbag.
I thought he was
The
your type.
allegation
Yeah.
saying, quote,
like the Hollywood madam. That's what she was.
Yeah.
A
Isn't just
Hollywood.
about-
The Heidi Fleiss of
She just wants her 30%.
Sunset
You know what I mean?
Boulevard.
because hundreds of people in Hollywood have been attacked. My opinion is that 60% of these people are completely innocent, and that includes me. However, it has since been pointed out that Seagal has a
60%,
documented
that's like an
history
odd
of
number.
sexual
He's like-
harassment charges and allegations from
Slightly more than
60%
half.
of people accused.
Probably almost half of them are guilty, but not me, and not 6 out of 10.
result of his first marriage. Both have distanced themselves from their father.
Oh yeah, see, you can see
Only
he's
place where
balding
the actor
there.
has a less
You
than
can see,
stellar
like,
reputation
for
with his
sure. And that
children.
was an old picture, so we definitely know that he's doing some wild hair treatment plans,
Yeah, for sure.
and like he's like trying to form
His career
himself
with the
like a
release of the
widow's
film
peak. Maybe
On
that
Deadly
looks more
Ground.
menacing, just having that spike there,
Probably.
like Razor Ramon.
So he can like point at you without pointing at you.
Yeah.
He just looks at
Intimidating.
you.
It's an alpha look.
A year after his second divorce. The film was not well received and indicated the decline in his mainstream success and the following drop from box office hits to direct-to-video and finally made-for-TV films that he the Aikido founder Morihei Ueshiba, except for the
Did he beat up an old man?
martial arts action heroes. That's all we have for you today. Thank you for
What was it about the old
He
man?
killed that old guy.
the
killed the
Aikido
old guy,
founder
yeah.
Morihei Ueshiba, except for the fact that Ueshiba died 2 years before Seagal.
No.
Other things Seagal has lied
Alleged.
about.
Oh, he claimed.
1. He claimed that he trained with the Aikido founder Morihei Ueshiba, except for the fact that Ueshiba died 2 years before Seagal first moved to Japan. Yep, that's
Okay,
right.
well, I can
2
tell you right now,
years.
like there's like events
2.
in my life,
He
like
says he taught
significant events. I couldn't tell you what year they were. You know what I mean? Like things
Yeah, he
I've
got
done.
mixed up.
Like after 10 years, I'm like what was that? 2010, 2012? Like think about like how unclear 2012 and 2010 are. Like
Yeah.
what happened?
Yeah.
Get mixed up easily.
But I mean, if I went to Japan in one of those years and it was well documented, like
I mean, nobody ever
Pretty
said he has a
concrete.
black belt in memory.
Taught a legendary UFC fighter a technique he used in an iconic fight, though there is video evidence of the fighter using the technique before he even met Seagal. 3. He claims to speak Italian, Russian, and Japanese, though he has never been heard speaking
He
anything other
speaks
than
the
English.
accents, okay? You
you're
got
not-
it mixed
Yeah.
up. He speaks the accents. You know what I mean? Like he didn't say he speaks the languages. He speaks
the Russian accent.
in like I'm sure he's got a good Jamaican patois.
I can
Ready
hear
for
it.
this? 4. Seagal once said he trained and was trained by CIA agents in hand-to-hand combat designed for fighting terrorists. But when he had the opportunity to be put in a CIA drill, it was alleged that he had no clue on how to use a basic map and compass.
So who are you?
Do you think
Are
that
you
the CIA,
some special
like, picture it, like, literally, picture what a CIA agent does on their day-to-day basis. Do you think at any point a CIA agent pulls out a map or a compass?
Yeah, no. I don't think so.
No.
Wait,
No.
what was this?
It was like the compass.
You're looking through a compass?
And then you hold it up to see which way it pulls.
No, you hold it flat. Like this. And you look down at it. There you go. If you hold it like this, then the bubble is
I was
just
thinking
like-
maybe like a looking glass.
Yeah, you're thinking of like a
spyglass.
pirate's looking glass.
Well, a pirate would also use a compass, so I mean they're aligned in that.
Yeah, more than a CIA agent. You're right. I think they probably use cars,
I honestly,
offices, computers.
there's probably not a ton of professions that use a compass or a map. And even like in the CIA in like the 1960s, I don't think they were probably using a compass or a map. I mean, maybe a map. Or
that isn't recording anymore. How long has that been off?
Ooh. I mean, fortunately, that the Seagal B-roll. And we've gone way longer than planned on Seagal. I didn't mean for him to dominate the discussion, but he's a fat weirdo.
We really did. This episode's going to be a mess with
Fat
the video.
weirdo who hightailed it off to Russia because he didn't like the deep state. Well, you know what? Some of us just tolerate the deep state and don't ask questions. So moving on to like people who don't ask, or maybe people that ask too many questions, perhaps. The Kristen Smart case has been moving forward, and there's been some crazy developments. You know, like anybody that's listened to this show knows that the Kristen Smart murder happened in our own backyard.
Yeah.
And that, you know, for the majority of the time, there's been this Paul Flores character who's been suspected as like the prime suspect. But, you know, until that's proven in a court of law, which potentially may happen soon, you still have to ask questions. You still have to look at, you know, you have to look around, whether it be over at Scott Peterson or over at the creator of a podcast that, I mean, there's a lot of red flags about. So
there really are. And Scott Peterson, who is another local murderer that we have around here, with the famous Lacey Peterson and Chester Peterson or whatever.
Yeah, he killed his wife and their unborn child.
Yeah. And him, Scott, and Lacey were both at the party the night that Kristen Smart went missing.
That hasn't been proven. They both attended
Allegedly.
Cal Poly at the same time, but I mean,
well, then obviously they were at the party.
You know, it's not USC. There's probably only like 2 or 3 parties going on like a weekend. So I mean, if they were partying in that era, it's potential that they were at these parties. And
so Scott Peterson got called into court, or is getting called into court.
And you know who else, coincidentally or maybe not coincidentally, is getting called into court? Is this Christopher Lampert, who, you know, like records of what he was doing in those years were, I mean, not very well documented. There's not a whole lot of information. All we know is that, you know, he's just kind of a creepy guy who seems
wrong.
a little, you know,
Something's
like
wrong.
it seems like he's trying to, you know, frame. No, I don't want to say frame because I think the Floreses probably did it.
He's trying to divert attention.
So
it seems like
all
But
I'm
it's like,
saying,
why?
This is my list of potential suspects. Paul Flores at the top, obviously.
Yeah,
I mean, he probably did it. For
yeah,
sure.
definitely.
Scott Peterson, Chris Lampert.
Really?
For 2 and 3, they're going neck to neck right now. Because we know that Scott Peterson was at Cal Poly in 95, 96 or whatever. Mm-hmm. We don't know where Chris Lampert is, but we know that he has a lot of invested interest in making sure that, you know, the fingers aren't pointed at him. Whereas I was around, you know, that area in those years. I lived in San Luis when she was murdered. But you don't see anybody, any podcasts or really any. I haven't even been interviewed.
That is kind of weird that you're not a suspect at all, even though you were there.
And I mean, obviously, I know I had nothing to do with it.
What were you doing that night at the party?
I mean, I don't have like a solid out. Can we camera go out again? Can we get the camera to go out again?
Yeah, it'll go out. So yeah, with Chris Lambert deleting.
Oh yeah, so
his social media.
Yeah, he got subpoenaed to be a potential witness by the defense, meaning the defense wants him to take the stand. You know what I mean? They think that's gonna contribute to their case.
Because the thing is that the negative thing that I heard was that a lot of witnesses and people that were connected to people in the crime talked to Chris Lambert before they talked to police.
And that could disqualify them as potential witnesses.
What kind of influencing did he do?
Yeah, that's another thing. And then there's been like the prosecutor, this Christopher. He's like a slick looking, looks, you know, kind of young, looks ambitious. Like this is going to be his
Widow's Peak or no?
he looks like a slick big city attorney that like Keanu Reeves would
like
play
Devil's
him.
Advocate.
Like Keanu Reeves would play him in this movie.
In Devil's Advocate.
Yes.
Okay.
So, but it looks like he's maybe like fallen on hard times and it got like sent back to San Luis, and this is his second chance.
Okay.
But he's been wearing a purple tie, which was Kristen's favorite color. He's been wearing a purple tie repeatedly, which draws attention. You wear just one purple tie, it's one thing, but like when you're wearing different purple ties to court, apparently that's enough for the defense to accuse you of this bias and get the case sent to a neighboring county, which wouldn't hold the same bias, obviously, because they hadn't been trying to solve this murder. So,
well, yeah, it's like, isn't he kind of blowing it by doing that? By wearing that purple tie?
Yeah, you would think. I mean, it's like, man, like, why take any chances? Just like this Lambert, if he didn't have anything to hide, would he then go and delete all of his social media channels?
Yeah.
He had a Instagram, which he was active on every day, updating about the case, and now he's gone radio silent, no trace of these accounts. I mean, unless there's some sort of, way to document that. I'm sure people have screenshotted his stuff, but it's still, I mean, what would somebody who has nothing to hide like I do, would they delete their I mean, my Instagram's still there, Mikey.
Yeah.
Is your Instagram still active?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Like that. I mean, not to say that that's the deciding factor in the case, but.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I think that it's weird that he deleted all of his stuff. I'm sure that there's a way that we could still access it.
And see, look, his Facebook's gone too. These are all the wrong ones, and we would have mutual friends, so he would be at the very top.
Yeah. That's weird. So yeah, he tried to redact his whole life, and he's going to be called, which I think is good for the case, because I think that Kristen will not actually fully get rest until the people that are responsible for this come forward. And if I
mean, Flores said he didn't do it, so I don't know that we're ever going to get a confession from him.
And even if he did do it, if he never says it, then you don't get the release. You don't get the feeling of closure if he never admits to it or says where she is.
They're probably more concerned with the body, but
yeah. So the best that we could do is get Chris Lambert to like pressure him to say that he did it and lead us to someone's body,
And like, what are the odds that like he already knows where the body is before anybody does? Whether he killed her or not, and he just wants to like drag this out for these podcast numbers.
Or there's a pretty good chance. I mean, what are the odds that he was like, hey, does anybody know where Kristen Smart's buried? Somebody called and said, hey, I saw somebody burying a body here. He goes there to look. He finds a body, but it's not Kristen. It's somebody else. And then he leaves them be.
And this man has, at least, I don't know if he still does or not, but he had at one point a Patreon to get people to support his work. Mm-hmm. They find Kristen's body. How many Patreon backers do you think he's going to lose? Mm-hmm. How much revenue do you think that this man stands to lose if this case gets ultimately solved?
Yeah, so his website is still up.
It's still active, but stuff has been taken down, I was reading. Like he had a whole like news thing that's been gone. I think you can probably just see donate. You can donate still, obviously, or you can listen to the episodes, which I mean, obviously he couldn't scrub the internet of all these episodes. Click on that Instagram, yeah. Nothing. This content isn't available right now because he deleted it.
Okay, so now what we'll do is we'll go to the Wayback Machine. And we'll go ahead and search this website in the Internet Archive.
Yeah, let's see what you had to say for yourself, bud.
Okay. So, got April 22nd.
Oh, that's
2021. Wait, that's in the future.
No, that's not.
Is April 22nd in the future? No,
it's not. It's August.
Okay, this is trying to make me...
It's blocking you.
Log
It's just like the Seagal audio was muted.
So let's see what we got back here. November 2020. It can't be making me like want to log in because it's not. Yeah, it's public. The search for answers in the disappearance of Kristen Smart continues more than 2 decades later. Friends and family speak out.
Oh, here we go. Go. Your own backyard's Chris Lambert was just 8 years old when Kristen
Smart
now
vanished.
he's one of the driving forces working. So that establishes something that, you know, like Kristen was a petite young woman.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Lambert's I'm not trying to body shame this man, but he's not a petite guy. So it's not like without question that he wouldn't be able to take down and potentially, I don't know what I can say here, but
So you're saying that 10-year-old Chris Lambert could still be dangerous to a 22-year-old?
sure. I mean, it's not without the, it's within the realm of possibility, I would say, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I agree. Okay, so we have Your Own Backyard. Let's see if we could find a recent screenshot. What's today, the 11th? The 15th?
It's the 15th, yeah. The 15th.
Let's see what we got back here. So on August 11th, so this is what his website looks like now. You go to his homepage, you got these 3 episodes.
You have the hallway blog over here on August 11th, and that was where he was doing the most, it was almost like his little outlet. So let's... Oh, yep.
Okay, so here on the Wayback Machine, you could see episodes about my mixtape. What's this all about?
Wouldn't that be the most hilarious thing? As if this whole thing was just like a long con to promote a mixtape that he had coming out.
I mean, it kind of says right here that it is. It seems like this is what... I mean, look at this. About
Just
mixtape,
devotes his
donate
life to,
soundtrack.
devotes his life to either covering up or solving a crime, only to, like the end game being like, hey, check out my mixtape.
Check out my mixtape once he builds the fan base.
I mean, either way, that would be wild.
And he just switches the website just to his mixtape. That'd be lit. That's so sad. It's the song. It's all the songs that were like on her tape that they found.
And I feel like I have to reiterate, Paul Flores did this.
Yeah, absolutely. Or
I'm
this
just-
old
I'm
man.
just
Did.
saying-
Who's this old man?
Like, hypothetically, if you had to pick like a second or third suspect, Chris Lambert's got to be up there.
Yeah, for sure.
But for sure, Paul Flores did this. Hopefully, he gets tried and convicted.
Mhm.
Anyways,
Only time will tell, my dude.
yeah.
So,
did we do we did do the theme song? Yeah.
yeah,
Should
did the
we
theme
close
song.
with the theme song also?
Yeah, you want to do that again?
Yeah, let's do it again. I think we're running out of time, anyways.
Okay, cool. Let me pull this up. There was
See, like that whole episode was this fucking guy here.
this fucking guy here. All right, here it is. Wait, sorry. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Pando killed the beat.
This fucking guy here, you gotta be kidding me. This fucking guy here, Vern Troyer, was mini-me. This fucking guy here probably loves kidney beans. This fucking guy here to shoot him, but only with a silly string. Wink, wink. Nah, I use a real gun fun, gum diddy dum with the shotgun pump. This fucking guy here. The first one was way better.
Yeah, it was.
I'm sorry.
That was still pretty good though.
Thank you.
See you next week.
Natural Habitat Recording.
Crapping his pants, literally.